Hey everyone! Today this video is going to be all about what my Thanksgiving menu looks like, and I'll put links for all of the recipes that I'm using down in the description below. So if something sounds really good or you just want to cook some of the food that I'm cooking, you'll find all those recipes down below. So we're going to start with our traditional Thanksgiving turkey, gravy, and stuffing. And for the last, I'm going to say 10 or 12 years, I've used the same recipe because it always comes out fabulously golden brown, no pale turkey for me. The gravy is phenomenal. The stuffing is amazing. And if you're familiar with the Flylady system, she put together the Thanksgiving Menu Mailer years ago. I believe it's still available online for free. She has all of her recipes there. I live by her recipe for her turkey, her stuffing, and her gravy. You cannot fail with this. It is just phenomenal. Every year I get so many compliments of how wonderfully moist my turkey is and how delicious it is, and yet it's so beautiful. I know there's a controversy whether you have fresh cranberry sauce or if you like jelly cranberry sauce. We are a jelly cranberry sauce type of family, so we're just going to be popping that can, putting it on the table, slicing it up, and looking pretty, and that's our cranberry sauce. We also have 3 different types of breads. After all, this is Thanksgiving. I love to bake, so we're having pumpkin bread, cranberry bread, and dinner rolls. Now the pumpkin bread is actually my mom's recipe. She has been making it years and years and years, and I think it is absolutely the best. It has the best flavor and it's just full of pumpkin, and a friend gave it to her years and years ago. So that recipe will be on my website for you guys to be able to enjoy. That's going to be a new recipe there, so you haven't seen this one before, so go ahead and check that out. And the dinner rolls, I just did a video on them. They are going to be freezer rolls. I'm going to pull them out on Thanksgiving morning out of the freezer, let them proof, and as soon as that turkey comes out, I'm going to pop those in the oven so we can have hot and fresh dinner rolls without any of the fuss. I'll leave the link for that video and the printable recipe down below so you can check that out. I mean, those are huge time savers there for me. Now, if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, you know that we got well over 100 pounds of different varieties of squash. So I will be making just basic mashed squash. The consensus at my house was the children liked it mashed better than they liked it cubed. So we're going with mashed. I will be seasoning it with salt and pepper and a little bit of brown sugar to taste, just to make it just right. I personally love sweet potatoes, and no Thanksgiving dinner is complete without sweet potatoes, so I'm going to also be making mashed sweet potatoes. Sometimes I add maple syrup, sometimes I don't. It just depends on how sweet the potatoes are, and I won't know until I cook them up and taste them. But again, really, really easy. Salt, pepper, butter, and then probably a little bit of maple syrup. My husband and kids love mashed potatoes, so we're going to be having white mashed potatoes as well. I doctor them up with sour cream, cream cheese, salt, pepper, a little bit butter, onion flakes, and then just make sure it tastes really, really delectable. One year, I made volcano mashed potatoes. You wouldn't believe that. And I actually made a volcano out of my mashed potatoes, hollowed out the inside, and filled it with whipped cream, unsweetened. It was amazing. I've never made them again, but they were amazing that one Thanksgiving that I did make them. Green bean casserole is not something that we have every year. Sometimes we do a fresh tossed salad, but I wanted something that was easy. So green bean casserole it is, and my kids absolutely love it. So it's a win-win for everybody. Some folks would say that strawberry pretzel salad is more of a dessert and not a fruit. But whatever the case is, we're going to be serving that at our Thanksgiving table at dinner time. It's something I rarely ever make in my house, but I absolutely love it. And I thought, I think that's just going to be just the right complement of sweetness and the fruit and the creamy cream cheese that we need to finish off our Thanksgiving table. So that's everything for my Thanksgiving dinner. Trying to keep it not too elaborate. I grew up with a formal Thanksgiving dinner, so we're talking appetizers of fruit, and there was, let's see, candy and peanuts and cashews, and then there was cheese and crackers, and then there was always olive Who remembers olive trays? Yes, I grew up with olive trays. So there was a relish tray. That's what I'm thinking. Pickles, olives, different colors, black, red, green, sweet pickles, dill pickles. I mean, it was a feast. That's what I grew up with. Now that I have my own family, I'm trying to scale that back a little bit because I do have 8 kids, and trying to cook for an army takes a long time. However, there are some of those traditional dishes that I'm not willing to give up. So those are in my menu this year. So let's jump to the desserts. We're going to be having traditional pumpkin pie, and this is by far the best pumpkin pie that I have ever had. I have never found a pumpkin pie more delicious than this. It was my great-grandmother's recipe, and it has a secret ingredient, and that ingredient is ginger. It is amazing. So I'm going to have that new recipe also up on my website for you guys to try out for yourself. It is just, you will never taste another pumpkin pie like it. It's simple, but oh, so flavorful. And my mom makes it amazing. And you guys know that I have all that pumpkin, so of course there has to be pumpkin pie on my menu with all the pumpkins that we have. We'll also have a traditional apple pie with sharp cheddar cheese, as my great aunt used to say. Apple pie without cheese is like a hug without a squeeze. That's what she always said. So we're gonna have our classic apple pie with ice cream and sharp cheddar cheese. My mom usually makes my apple pie for me, and I said, "What's the recipe?" And she just laughed at me, and she goes, yeah, my grandmother taught me that. No recipe. Make a pie crust, fill it with apples. Let's see, I want to make sure I get this right. Dump some sugar on. You ready? Add some cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, a couple pats of butter, put on your top crust, and bake it. Huh? Go figure. Isn't that old-fashioned cooking? And they're always amazing. So there is no recipe for that one. Maybe someday I'll get it down to a science, and I'll make some parameters for you guys. But in the meantime, have fun experimenting with that one because it always comes out amazing. I also anticipate on making a low-carb pumpkin cheesecake. That one I may end up giving up on, just depending how my time is going. I usually make some sort of cheesecake for our Thanksgiving dinner, so we usually have our pies and then a cheesecake. But if time's running a little short, that one might be put on the back burner. So I'm not sure that's going to be needed, but we have a feast. That is what Thanksgiving for us is about. The food, it's about the family, the friends, enjoying each other, being so thankful for what we have. And despite all the difficulties that 2020 has brought this year, we have so much to be thankful for. And Art and I feel so blessed to have our children, to have our family near us, to have friends this holiday season. And we are thankful also for all of you guys. So there it is. That's my Thanksgiving menu. You'll find all the links down in the description below. I hope you guys have a fabulous Thanksgiving. If you have any questions, please feel free to either email me or leave them on the community page. I will try to be available if you guys have questions when you're cooking, if you have any questions about the recipes that I'm using. Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you for our next video.